y'all. Welcome to Heal with Shay. I am Shay, of course. And I kind of wanted to create a space on YouTube or anywhere that people can come and feel safe and seen and heard and not judged for grieving, especially parents. And I'll get to that in a minute. But also the importance of mental health. You have to have a strong mental health is so important, and I'm a witness of it. I'm literally a walking testimony. Like, therapy is so important, and I feel like in the Black community or African American community, we don't prioritize it how we should. Some things are just so much more important than our mental, when in reality our mental should be just as strong as our physical, if not as important. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to work how you will go to the gym and work out your physical body. You need to sit down and unlearn and relearn and work out your mind as well. Your mental is super important. And I've always known that. It's just losing my son. Y'all know some people can sweep things under the rug for so long, but by me losing my son, I was literally forced to, everything came to the surface, and I was literally forced to sit there and deal with it on top of healing from my son, if that makes sense. So today is August 15th, 2023, but August 15th of 2022 was my last day that I'ma cry. It's gonna be emotional, y'all, so bear with me. I got my tissue right here because I was prepared. I know how this is finna go. So August 15th of 2022 was the last time I held my son. I talked to him. I played with him. I seen him. That was the last time that I held him while he was alive. And I would not, if you would have told me that years ago, or you know how you can go get the palm readings or tarot readings or whatever, if you would have told me that like years ago or so, I would not have believed you. We probably would have gotten into like an altercation or something, because wait, 365 days ago today, I lost my son, and what a journey it has been. So I'll share this story with y'all because it feels good talking about it now. I wasn't in a place to be as vulnerable or as open as I am now talking about it. It's like therapeutic for me now. So August 15th, 2022, I was working for the post office. I got off of work, just a normal day for me. I got off of work. When I got off of work, I came home, and Kai was the first one out of the door once he seen my car pulling in the yard. And Kai is my third child. I have 5. Kai is the third, my second boy. And if you know Kai, you know Kai does not Kai it's hard for him to express his emotions. So when I seen Kai darting out the door to come to my car and say, "Oh Mom, we miss you, I love you, like, can you cook this for me?" I was so happy. I was floored, like blown away. So I was like, yeah, like, I went to the bank to get money out of the bank, and we went to the grocery store. It was me, Skylar, Kylan, and Dad B. Went to Walmart on Kelly. We shopped for the items that I was gonna cook. We spent time in the store. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm just talking about that day. It's exciting, but it's sad as well. So if y'all just see me venture off, you know, just bear with me, because I'm like taking it all in. Like, I can literally go back and relive that day. So we're in Walmart. where we had promised the kids we were gonna bring them back toys. We did. We actually stopped, like, it was like this little toy wall that Walmart had at the time. And Colin was screaming for this car that he wanted, and I keep it on me at all times. He was screaming for this car that he had wanted, so we ended up buying it. Ended up coming home. I was cooking. Everything was great. He was in the back. He was playing with his siblings, and just everything was great. Like I said, I did not see this coming in a million years. Like, you could not have told me that this was gonna happen. I'm in the kitchen. I'm cooking. I'm preparing the food. Colin's running to me. He's like, Mama, can I try the food? Can I taste the food? Can I taste it? And I'm like, yeah, shh, but you can't tell the other kids because they gonna want to come in here too, and I'm gonna have to, you know, keep doing that. He was like, okay, I promise I won't. So I gave him some food that I was cooking, and he ran back to the back anyway to tell the kids what I had just told him, don't tell them. So they had all came up here or whatever. Well, he kept coming back, and then they all eventually came, whatever. We ended up fixing plates. I had cooked spaghetti and corn and pork chops that day. I was tired, so I went to bed because I worked for the post office. I was out in the sun literally all day, burning up. Of course I'm tired. I came and cooked. I want to take a shower, and I want to go to bed because the next morning I have to do the exact same thing over again, right? Okay. I fixed my plate. I went to my room to eat. The kids sat at the table to eat, and then after they ate, they went outside. In the midst of me fixing plates, B had asked if it was okay if he can go and get his brother because his brother was down here visiting from Houston. And I'm like, okay, cool, you know. So he left to go and get his brother. His brother came back, but I heard him when he came back, but I was in the room. Like I said, I'm tired. I'm tired from work. So, boy, had I known that that would be my last time, or last year would be my last time in the presence of my son while he's like physically awake, man. So the next morning, well, no, let me go back. Well, yeah, the next morning I'm sleeping in bed, and B is like, his brother was ready to go home. He had been over here for a few hours. Then he came in there and woke me up and told me that he was about to take his brother home, which was okay. I had acknowledged it. I'm like, okay, you know, I didn't know that my son was going with his dad. I never knew that. So Colin was the type of child. He would scream and cry, like a scream like you've never heard before. Like, just scream if he couldn't get his way, especially if he couldn't go with one of us if we were walking out of the door, you know. So that's what Dad was trying to prevent from happening, because he know I had to be up for work the next day. So he took Colin. They took his brother home. And when he came back, he came back in the house alone. He came back in the house alone. So he came to wake me up at about 2 o'clock that morning. So when it was finally time for me to get up, which was a few hours later, I was working at another post office this day. So this post office start time is 7:15, whereas my stationary, my regular office, my primary office start time is at 6 o'clock. Well, it was at 6 o'clock at that time. So I got up. It was a normal day for me. I got up, It's always freezing cold in my house. So I went to adjust the thermostat, got up, brushed my teeth, did my hair, put my work clothes on. Now it's not normal for me to go in my kids' rooms to check on them before I leave to work, because I've never done it before, and it was just out of the ordinary for me, so I didn't do it, you know. What was out of the ordinary that day was how my vehicles were parked in my yard. I have a truck and I have a car. Okay, usually my car is on the left hand side and my truck is on the right hand side, like it is right now. But this day, it was reversed. My truck was on the left hand side and my car was on the right hand side. That was out of the norm, but nothing still seemed off for me. I mean, they're just vehicles, right? You know, you can move them that just didn't throw anything off to me. So I go to work. I get off of work about 1 o'clock-ish that day. I finished my route around 1 o'clock-ish that day. I called B, because what's the point of us all having to pack up and go out when I'm already out? And if I need to stop by the store, I can stop by the store. If I need to stop and get food for the kids, I can get food for the kids. You know, I called just to make sure everything's okay here, and to make sure I don't have to stop and get anything from the store, like run any errands or anything while I'm out, do anything while I'm out. So I had called him, like I said. He was on the phone and he was telling me how proud of Charlie he was, and how she's the best daughter and he loves her and he's happy their relationship is getting better, because Charlie is rebellious. If you know Charlie, you know Charlie. So I came home. Well, before I came home, I stopped at Panda Express and then I stopped at McDonald's. So I came home, I went in the back in my room to eat my food. Okay. When I came home, when I had called B, my boys were sleeping, but Charlie was up. Charlie was up, but Skylar was sleeping still. So when I came through the door, I was so loud and so happy to see them that I woke my boys up. Meanwhile, I'm still thinking that Colin is sleeping. It's the summertime. They stay up all night and sleep all day, and it's a repetitive cycle, right? No. I had to go to Best Buy because I had to go to Best Buy because B had ordered 2 of the fast chargers, and they had actually picked the items and the items were ready for us to come and get them. And also, I had filed a grievance with the post office, but they got the paperwork mixed up. So I had to go and turn in the original paperwork. They gave me the original copy instead of the copy. So I had to take them the original paper so that the grievance can be filed properly. But before I can get out of the door, Jay, which is my oldest son, he came to me like in like a panic. And he's like, Mom, we can't find Colin. Have you seen Colin? Have you seen Colin? And I'm like, no, I haven't seen Colin. Like, y'all been here all day. What do you mean? And at that time, I'm not taking it. I don't. At that time, I don't know. I'm feeling like it's a joke because my kids are in the TikTok and in the YouTube and into the pranking stuff or whatever. But I just didn't feel like Jay was playing. I can see it in his eyes, like the frantic look in his eyes that he was not playing. You know what I'm saying? So I immediately like dropped my purse and moved him out of the way. And I run to my boys' room. I'm looking everywhere. And if you know Colin, Colin is huge. I'm looking at places that I know Colin wouldn't be. But I just had to just to feel okay, you know, like to not overlook anything. I'm looking under the beds, I'm looking in dressers, I'm looking in the closet. I go to my girl's room, I'm doing the same exact thing. I go to my room, although I just left my room, I know he's not in there. I go check my bathroom, under the cabinets, he's not in there. Just doing anything at this point, right? Go to the garage. Colin is nowhere. So at this point, I'm like, did y'all let Colin outside while I was at work? Like, is he kidnapped? Like, could somebody have came and taken him? Like, did he go outside? Was he playing by himself? Like, I'm thinking of anything at this point. And they, like, no, like, we all just getting up. Like, no, like, no. And I'm like, no. So where is he? Where could Colin be? And it had dawned on me that B left the house. I didn't know he took Colin. So I was hoping that the question that I asked him, I was hoping that the answer would have been no, but it wasn't. So I looked at him and I said, did you leave him in a car? Did you take him with you and did you leave him in a car? And then he was like, oh shit. And I was like, no fucking way. No way, y'all. I talk about the heat all the time. I know how brutal, I know firsthand how brutal this heat is. So when he said that, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, huh? So he runs through the garage and runs to the car, but nobody knows where the car keys are. I didn't drive my car to work that day. I didn't need to drive my car to work that day. I worked at a different post office, so I took my truck to work that day because I didn't need to use my car. I used my car to deliver mail out of it, but this particular post office gives you a postal vehicle to work out of, so I didn't need my car, so I took my truck. He ran out of the garage. He went to go look in the car. And Colin was in the car in the back seat. When I seen my son in that car, I lost my mind because I knew he was gone. I just knew he was gone. When I went to that car and seen Colin in there, I was just shook. I couldn't move. I'm just looking at him just lay there in the back seat. I am shook, to say the least. I am shook to my core. Nothing in my life has ever broken me down how that broke me down. Can't find the keys. I'm screaming like, where are the keys? Where are the fucking keys? I'm coming in the house. I'm tearing up everything because that can be replaced, right? Can be replaced. No keys in sight. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna get a hammer and I'm just gonna try to hammer the window out to get my baby out of the car. No, my window. My window is kind of tinted, you know? So I go back out there and I'm trying to like hammer the window. Put the, you know, like break the glass so that I can get in there because we can't find the keys. I'm such in shock that I couldn't do it. Like I'm hitting the window but nothing's happening because I'm just so in denial, if that makes sense. I was like, you just couldn't tell me that that was my life in that moment, you know? So B snatches the hammer out of my hand. He gets to busting the window out of the car. He gets to pulling it out. He busted all of this open trying to get the glass out. And by the time he made it over there to Colin, I couldn't even recognize my baby. His skin was peeling off of him. He had blood coming out of his nose. It's like the sun had cooked him, you know, like he was like literally like burnt. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. That's literally what it was. Like, Colin's complexion was like how Kai's complexion is, or like Skylar's complexion is. So when I got to him and that wasn't his complexion anymore, I just lost my mind. I started screaming so loud, the neighbors came out, and when she seen me holding, shout out to her, Miss Tiffany, when she seen me holding my baby in my hands, she just ran over and was like, oh my God, like, what's wrong? What happened? What happened? Like, what you screaming for? Like, what happened? And I'm trying to explain it to her, but it's hard. So she sees it, you know. I can remember her on the phone with the dispatch, and they were horrible. It still pisses me off to this day. They were so horrible, it's not even funny. She called, I can just remember her repeating the address, and then the phone to hang up. She calls back, repeating the address. Get over here, it's an unalive child. I don't like saying the other word. It's an unalive child here. They need you, get here now. And the woman was like, slow down. Like, she's trying to understand her, but how could you not understand? Like, she's giving you the address, she's telling you what the problem is. Like, what is the problem? Like, I couldn't wait on them anymore, so took matters into our own hands and got in the truck and flew him to the hospital. But before then, in the midst of waiting for them to come, I was trying to think of everything, like trying to get a cold bottle of water, because maybe, just maybe, I had faith, I had hope that I could bring my baby back, you know, like, and I couldn't. I poured water on him, and that's like, it just made it worse. Like, blood just started bubbling out of his mouth, and his eyes were like, if you've never seen an unalive person before, which I haven't, I guess that's another reason why this is so traumatic for me, traumatizing. I poured water on him in hopes to cool him off, you know, hoping that I could cool him off, but I couldn't. So after that, trying to pour water on him, my kids are screaming, you know, I'm just losing my mind. I just don't know what to do. So we get in the truck, we take him to the hospital. The police officers are outside waiting by the hospital, well, by the emergency room exit. And the police officer comes, well, we parked the truck in front of the emergency room doors. The police officers are already out there waiting for us. I'm holding Colin all the way to the hospital. I'm in the back seat. They come and they get him out of my hand. B run straight to the back so that the doctors can start operating on him. The woman at the front desk, I will never forget, it was a room full of, it was an emergency room full of people. And when I walked in, they were just so shocked, like scared maybe, because they didn't know what was going on. So the woman at the front desk was like, I was in complete shock. She kept asking me Colin's date of birth, and I have 3 kids born in December, and I kept giving her the other kids' birthdays, and she was like, he's not popping up, that's not right, and I'm just losing my mind, like hysterical, right? And I'm like, that is it. But she was like, it's not pulling up, mommy, it's not pulling up. She was like, I'm gonna give you time to calm down, you know, and gather yourself so that you can give me the correct information so that we can get him in and get them checked in and do whatever they needed to do on their end. So I sat there and I sat there and I finally gave it to her. B came back up from the back. And I remember running back past the double doors and I tripped and I fell. And everything fell out of my purse. And the ER nurse, I want to label her. She was like, whoa, whoa, like, you dropped everything. And I looked at her and I'm like, I don't care about nothing that's in this purse. Nothing. I remember the room that they were working on him in was like literally in front of me, and it had like blinds. It had blinds and they were closing them, and I was telling her like, I don't care about nothing that's in this purse. My main concern in this very moment is him in that room. Like, I don't care about all of this can be replaced. I don't care about nothing that's in this purse. Like, no disrespect, but move. Like, get out of my way. Like, I want to go and make sure my baby is okay. I took him to the hospital. Although I seen him and you just know, you know. Okay, as I was saying yesterday, you just know when somebody is, when somebody's gone. Wait, today is August 16th. I cried. I had many meltdowns today. I felt so defeated, but I had to fight that devil off of me, because had I just sat there, the devil is of confusion, right? I just knew that wasn't what my highest self, what even Colin would want me to do. So I got up and I still cried, and I don't know. I fought though. I'm fighting through today. I'm fighting through today. I have progressed so much, and I'm proud of myself, and I love myself. And I'm happy for me. I'm just so proud of myself. Seriously. I thought I couldn't do it. That's how I know if you're going through something, you can do it. Because this knocked so much out of me. Like, so much out of me. I remember when I had came home from the hospital, I just laid on my couch. It's like everything the world was going on around me. Everybody's doing their thing. Yet here I am. You know, like how in a movie, it's a love interest scene in a movie, and this girl is staring at this guy, or this guy is staring at this girl. You know, they kind of like lock eyes with each other. Everything else is going on around them, but they're just focused on each other. That's kind of how I felt. Everything else was going on around me, but Colin just kept doing this in my head, like an alarm almost. I was just so dissociative. I was numb. I couldn't react. All I can do is just sit there trying to piece it together, trying to make sense of something that I can't make sense out of. Like, I was really driving myself crazy. I remember not eating. My mama, shout out to you, mama, I love you. My mama had to come, and she would like prop my mouth open like this and force me to drink and force me to eat, because I wouldn't. I was literally trying to make sense of this situation. I'm not lying. I was distraught, devastated, confused. I'm asking God, like, what? Because I know you playing. Ain't no way. I was mad. People say don't question him. What you mean don't question him? Who is you talking to? Why would you tell somebody don't? Since you got your degree and you know everything, girl, please. Yeah, that knocked me, that threw me for a loop. You can literally go from playing with somebody or being around them in their presence, and the next day they're not here. We say life is short all the time, but life is really short, and Colin taught me that. Colin was 3. Colin really taught me how short life is. I'm not even playing. These are his little Hot Wheels right here. I'm gonna make him a Hot Wheel wall and spell his name out of it. Another thing I wanted to touch base on is how birth and death is kind of like in correlation to each other. Okay, you know how a woman find out she's pregnant and everybody's happy for her, and even the people that she's not even close to, you know, they're like, oh girl, you pregnant, you know, when your baby due? Everybody coming to the baby shower, everybody happy, everybody's there, right? Whether it's to be nosy, whether they really genuinely care, you know, they're there. And it's kind of the same thing with death too. If people wasn't around, they'll come around, you know, they'll be there. But then once that's over, it's like life goes on for everybody else, you know. Check on y'all strong friends. Check on your strong friends. It may look like we can carry the world, and we probably can carry the world, but that doesn't mean that we deserve to carry the world by ourselves. If you see us struggling, give us a hand. Reach out. Hey, how you doing? I was thinking about you today. Communication, bro. Check on your people. Check on your people. This whole experience has made me stronger, I like to say. The adjustment was really hard. Y'all have no idea how proud of myself I am today. I'm so proud of myself. And it's God. It's definitely God. It's God. Please check on y'all strong friends. Please go see a therapist. Talk to God about it. Talk to whoever your higher power is, you know. Don't hold it in. Holding it in only makes situations worse. It makes you bitter. It makes you angry. Make you bleed out on people who didn't cut you, you know. And that's not fair. Go get the help you need. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with needing help. There's nothing wrong with wanting to talk to somebody. Even if, reach out to me. Reach out to me. You don't have to go through what you're going through alone. Reach out to me. I will be there for you. I will. I really will. I will. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to Heal with Shay. I hope y'all like this. I hope y'all subscribe. I hope y'all share it. God bless y'all. And have a great day.
How's the light is mom?
Hey, Kai.
Hey.
Hey, Char.
Hey.
Hey, JJ.
Hey.
Sky Pie. Come here, pretty. Hey, Sky Pie.
What's wrong?
Do y'all think I'm the best mom?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because you treat us good and you take care of us. And you teach us right from wrong. And whenever you feel good on days, you take us to the park and stuff. Now you feel bad, you tell us so we can know. And so we can comfort you and stuff. Make you happy. Yeah, we always rub your feet. You always too.
So y'all love me.
Yeah.
And I want y'all to know I always love y'all too. Always, okay?
Okay.
Don't let nobody tell y'all different, okay?
Okay.
I love y'all.
Love you too.
Scott Paul, I love you.
Mama, is that white stuff milk?